Hello and welcome back to The Lion's Den. I'm your host Matt, as always, and honestly, I almost forgot to record, and it's not a bad thing because I record in advance anyways. But essentially, I was kind of freaking out a little bit because I do prefer to record and then edit like a day later because honestly, sitting and talking to yourself for 10 minutes and then listening back to the ramblings of what you've just said, it's awkward and weird, and it kind of makes you question what you're doing, and you just become super critical of everything you're doing. So anyway, I don't really have anything I can think of to talk about today, but something interesting that happened on my drive home from the gym one day is the car I was following had a sticker that said something like dog on board or like dog inside the car, and literally as I was reading that sticker, a Labrador just popped up in the back window. It was just like, "Hi, I'm the dog that this sticker is referring to," and I was just like, "Ah, it's so cute, it's so cool." So that was really nice. That was quite pleasant. So when you see things like that happen, it just makes your day. It makes you feel a bit more like a human being, I guess. Because sometimes when I'm driving, I just die, head empty, drive, go, and something like that just sort of rejigs you and gets you going again and reminds you you do have emotions and you're allowed to feel things. So I think I'm going to talk about some games today because I recently, by recently I mean yesterday, purchased Sonic Adventure DX and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on Steam because they were both on sale. Sonic Adventure DX was like 83p, and then Adventure 2 was £1.50 or something. It was stupid cheap, and I thought, even if I buy them and then never touch them in my Steam collection, they're there. So maybe when I'm 50 or something, and I look back, I'll go, oh, I actually own this content. But no, I decided to stop playing, and everyone raves about Adventure 2, and obviously everyone's like, oh, Sonic Adventure 1 was kind of the transition to 3D, so it's the big thing, it's when it's like the Super Mario 64 but for Sonic and Sega. So it's a big thing, and I've heard a lot about it. I've watched a couple videos on YouTube about it, trying desperately not to spoil it too much for me, but I do kind of know too much. But I think the thing is, I knew too much, and that's what drew me in. Like, for example, I saw a video of Sonic Generations bosses and their origins, and one of them is from a Sonic Adventure. So, yeah, it's weird, but I don't know if that's because I'm looking at it from the perspective of someone who's played modern games. I kind of grew up in the PS2 and up era. That's my reference point of gaming. And to be honest, a lot of PS2 games, if you go back to them nowadays, they're pretty decent still. Like the graphics aren't bad, storylines and game mechanics are quite interesting. They play well. They're reasonably polished. But the era before that, when they were trying new stuff, i.e., trying out 3D, it's a bit of a mess, to say the least. And I know a lot about the controversy of the DX version of Sonic Adventure. So apparently the Dreamcast version is the version if you can play it. And I've seen the comparison videos, and I agree. There's like it's an absolute mess. But the easiest way for me to get it without having to go through the hoops of doing emulation and all of that jazz is to buy the Steam version. So that's what I got, and that's what I get to play. And to be honest, having never played them before, I'm not in that nostalgia mode of, oh, this is what it used to be like. So I guess I can see the advantages of the original version, and I wholeheartedly agree it looks better and probably plays better. But I can only go off of what I've got available to me. So I've already played through the entirety of Sonic's story, and I've already played through all of Knuckles' story, and I've now started Big the Cat's story. Mainly because I read online that Big the Cat's is by far the worst storyline, so I thought, well, I've knocked out Knuckles in literally 2 odd hours in a day, and I knocked out Sonic in maybe 3-4 hours. And obviously Sonic has the longest one in terms of the story, not in terms of the story, in terms of how long their section plays. Knuckles is a decent length, and then Big, I'm hoping Big the Cat's is short because I've already played one level and it's so bad. So bad. But the game is really confusing, and I think again it's because I'm looking at it from the perspective of modern games. So the first thing is the camera is goddamn awful. The camera is so bad. They give you rotation controls with the left and right bumpers, But that doesn't help at all, to be perfectly honest, because either you're fighting the camera because you're trying to turn it one way, but then it's trying to snap it back another way, or one of the biggest problems I find is, especially in boss fights where the boss moves around a lot, the camera switches between being behind the player character and locking onto the main boss, which is something that in more modern Sonic games they fixed entirely, where you'd either be running around in a circle, so then the camera could always be fixed straight on the boss, or if you're in a big circular area where you can move around all over the place, again, they would just fix it entirely on the boss so that you always could see where they were in relation to you, but you could still see enough of the environment that you can maneuver. I swear, now this is slight spoilers, I think it's the Chaos 4 fight, or the Chaos 2 fight with the lily pads. Oh, it's so bad. Every time Chaos moves around and goes under you, the camera kind of snaps to the right, so that it's looking at the edge wall of the arena, and then you can't see anything, and Chaos has already moved off and is trying to do another attack, but you can't see, and then it will snap behind your character, which is just as bad a camera angle. Oh, honestly, a nightmare. And like there's a free camera option, which to anybody in this modern day and age thinks, oh, that means they put the camera on the right control stick and you can just move it around as you want. No, all free camera does is means that the camera can now clip into the stage, as far as I'm aware. It gives you no actual benefit in terms of control. You might as well just leave it on auto camera and just cry. So yeah, the camera is probably the biggest hurdle for me. The rest of the game seems okay. Some of the level geometry is a bit jank in terms of the collision, and like from what I've seen online, people say Sonic controls really well, but to me, he controls like a flipping drunk chicken. I have absolutely no ability to say whether I've made a jump successfully or not. I was stuck in, I think it's called Lost World. I was stuck in that section for a good 15 minutes. That's how long the timer had got, because I just did not control well. And again, the camera was just so good. The story is also the confusing part. I understand that you have to play all parts of the game for the story to hopefully then make sense. But the confusing thing to me is, I know what the final boss is, right? But when you first play it blind, and you play Sonic's story, because that's the first one that you can actually play, you never see that. You have to play the rest of the characters, I believe, before it unlocks then the true final ending. So to me, I was like, hang on, I've defeated the final boss and you've rolled the credits and said Finn and everything, it's done, but I know there's another ending, so And like, if people didn't care about the other characters at all and were like, oh, I only want to play Sonic and then I'm done, they'll never know what the rest of the game is. They'll just be extremely confused about the plot, have played probably just an average mediocre Sonic game and then be done. So yeah, bit weird. But I mean, everybody loves Sonic Adventure 2, according to the internet. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And plus, some of the stuff I've seen already of YouTube videos is really good. There's one channel that kind of goes through certain stages and explains them in depth and points out things that you might not have noticed on the first playthrough, or things that you might not have ever realized are there. So yeah, looking forward to that. And if Steam allows for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle to work multiplayer online, that would be cool, because then if I've got any friends who've got it as well, we can play the battle mode, however that works. I have no idea, honestly. And before you ask, no, I'm not gonna do any of the Chow stuff. I don't care about the Chow Garden and all of that. Again, I've watched videos about the Chow Garden and how utterly ridiculously detailed that is, with the amount of customization and the stats and the reincarnation and the good and the dark and the light and the... Oh, it's too much! Run away. So, I'm not a huge Sonic person, personally. I kind of grew up on the Nintendo stuff. I grew up on a bit of PlayStation 2 and then PS3, but I've never had any of the Sega stuff, because Sega stopped making consoles, I believe, before I even came into this world. So, but like, I've played a few of the Sonic games. I had Sonic Heroes and Sonic Unleashed, never finished them, but I do have memories of enjoying them. I love Sonic Colors, absolutely blessed game. But I think that's probably the last Sonic game I played was Colors. Can't think of anything I played beyond that. Oh, I think I played the Rush series on the DS. Again, don't know if I finished them, don't remember them very much, but I've enjoyed them for sure. So I'm glad to finally be able to play some of the previous ones, and maybe I'll even look into like Generations and the ones that everyone hates, like Forces and stuff. So let me know if you guys have played any Sonic games, or if you've got any Sonic games in your catalog that you really love and think I should maybe consider playing. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic week, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Slight exciting news, I have a job now that actually went through and everything, so I'm going to have to figure out about how I can fit during my little fun podcasting around my job. Either way, I hope to see you all next week. Bye!